Look at this peek behind the curtain of what's going on at the UFC right now. Just before I get started, obviously shout out to these guys for this footage. Please don't copyright strike me. I don't know how this kind of shit works. I'm pretty sure this is fair use. Shout out Adam Zubarayev. Adam Zubarayev? I don't know, bro, but shout out Adam for real. Now, in this hustle vlog, Umar Nurmagomedov with English subtitles, these guys are talking about something pretty interesting, and I just wanted to kind of touch on it today. So first of all, what I want to do is just quickly go through what Umar actually said, and then I will get on to my points about it, just so we're all up to speed.
Что Махачкалу в Дагестан прилетал Хантер Кэмпбелл, это вот правая рука Дана Уайта, наверное, второй человек UFC, можно сказать, который принимает решения. Вообще для всех это какое-то удивление было. Straight away, Hunter Campbell going to Dagestan when Islam has said that they've been trying to get DC to go to Dagestan for the past decade, and he just, doesn't find the time to go. I take it is not a fun time for us Westerners in Dagestan, but Hunter Campbell goes over there, he flies over there to meet personally with Islam. You would assume that he's going over there to discuss the fight with Topuria, this massive money fight that could happen. But that is not the case, so just carry on listening and I will shut the fuck up. Нигде он никуда не летал.
Да, мы сами были.
Не, вот как он попал и почему вообще прилетел? Как это получилось?
Вот и сам прилетел. Он такой, знаешь, как очень сильно погружен в работу. И это тот человек, который сделал бой Хабиб Конор. Он такой человек, который большой фанат. Как я понял, он очень большой фанат именно боев. Большие бои хочет делать. Он прилетел, и он, я не знаю, честно, я не знаю, это может...
Let's just stop you right there, Umar. I apologize. Now, he just said he never travels anywhere. Everybody was very shocked when Hunter Campbell pulled up in his specs in the middle of Dagestan, and Umar is about to say, as he says, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. Definitely wasn't supposed to say this, Umar, but I guess it's too late and these guys got a great exclusive, so shout out to them. But as Umar just said, Hunter Campbell flew out there to speak with Islam. So he lands in Dagestan, and then what happens? Oh no, the cat is out the bag. A lot of people thought that Islam moved up to 170 and voluntarily gave up his 155 belt. I mean, the narrative was there that the UFC is behind this, the UFC doesn't want double champs anymore. I don't necessarily think that it is as black and white as the UFC doesn't want double champs anymore. I think it's a little bit deeper than that with this situation, and I'll get onto that in a second. But as Umar said, Hunter Campbell came over to Dagestan and spoke with Islam and said, listen, we, the UFC, we want you to move up to 170. Now, why do they want him to move up?
Из Тоpuria чемпиона 70 килограмм сделать, да, не потому, что Ислам хочет наверх подняться, а потому, что они хотят его чемпионом там видеть. Потому что они думают, что он будет продавать бои.
And there it is. They believe he can sell the fights. So the UFC have seen what Topuria is in Europe. Now, just a quick little note for my American viewers and some of my other European viewers that may not be paying attention to what is happening over in Spain. Ilia Topuria, since knocking out Volkan Max Holloway, has become a superstar. And when I say superstar, I mean superstar. I mean, he had some weird documentary thing and like huge Spanish footballers that are on millions more than any UFC fighter could even dream of. Top celebrities, red carpet kind of people were coming to Ilia Topuria's documentary press release, the screening of it. He had a little interaction with Messi in the tunnel or backstage on the way to a football game. He has become huge in Spain. A lot of people will not realize that there is no coincidence that he is leaning into this Spanish thing a little bit more. He's rocking the red shorts. He had the rose in his mouth, where before he was kind of saying, well, Georgian grappling's better. He beefed Paddy for what Paddy said about Georgia. Just kind of identified as more Georgian than Spanish beforehand, but all of a sudden he knocks out Volk, he knocks out Holloway, and he's rocking the red rose shorts and doing the whole Spanish thing. So Very interesting. Topuria is huge in Europe right now. He's huge in Spain. I'm sure he's massive in Georgia. I mean, I can't believe that Georgia have Merab and Ilia, two top 10 of all time fighters. Merab probably top 5. We'll see what he does after, you know, this win against O'Malley he just got. But just interesting stuff, man. The UFC do not sit in those meetings on Tuesdays and talk about bollocks, talk about power slap. They're plotting, bro. They're plotting, and they see the opportunity. If Ilia Topuria is the champion at 155, that is massive, massive for him. 155 is seen by a lot of people as the best division in the UFC, so that would be huge. But let's carry on.
Хантер, представляешь, прилетает к тебе и просит, ну, поднимись.
Ну, вот план был такой, если выиграет Белял, Ислам должен был защищать пояс 70.
Против Белала.
Против
Нет,
70 килограмм. Но сейчас, когда Беляла уже там нет, то Ислам 77 поднимется, он будет двойным чемпионом Мишхала.
Слушай, ты не отказываешься
Ислам не хочет отказываться, он хочет подраться с ним.
Я так понимаю, ну, Ислам же может тогда, получается, забрать пояс 77, вернуться в свой вес с поясом и стать двойным.
Now, obviously, we know that didn't happen. They did strip Islam of his 155 belt when he moved up to 170 after Bilal lost. They say that if Bilal had lost, if Bilal had won, that Islam would have stayed at 155 and they would have made Topuria and Islam. Now, a lot of people are saying that with Islam moving up to 170 and capturing that belt, he is never coming back down. The Topuria fight is gone, so you might as well just move on from it. Now, I don't know if you just saw what Uslam, Jesus Christ, mythical fighter unlocks, bro. Uslam fucking Nurmagomedov. As Umar says here, Islam will move up to 170. His boy asks him, so he's gonna vacate the belt, and Umar says, no, he doesn't want to. He has no plans to vacate the belt. He actually wants to take the 170-pound title and then come back down to defend both belts. And as they say, that would be an incredible achievement. The MMA community has been speculating, and then Umar says, for Islam to truly leave a legacy, he needs to get that welterweight belt. Now, I am here to tell you, dry your eyes, do not worry, everybody calm down, it's all going to be okay, because the UFC has a plan. Now, for this plan to happen, Islam needs to beat JDM and Topuria needs to beat Oliveira. But it's very clear from what Umar is saying that Islam was very much considering defending both belts, meaning that a move back down to 155 is not out of the question. I believe Javier Mendez came out recently, the coach at AKA, and he said that we may see Islam fight around 3 more times and then retire. So let's say he beats JDM, that's 1 fight. He fights Ilia Topuria, that's 2 fights, and if he wins that, I guess he defends it 1 more time. Or if Ilia beats him, maybe they do a rematch and then Islam is gone. So Umar himself has just said that Islam had no plans to completely abandon the 155-pound division, meaning the Topuria fight is still on the table if both of these guys win. So great news. Now, the main point of this video that I'm getting at is to show you, is to open your eyes, young child, to the fucking plan that's happening right in front of our eyes. And I, for one, hope it fucking happens. So you would have Islam Makhachev. Listen to this resume: Arman Tsarukyan, Bobby Green, Charles Oliveira, Alexander Volkanovski twice, Dustin Poirier, Renato Moicano, and JDM. Many of them he finished. Bobby Green he finished. Charles Oliveira he finished. He went to the distance with Volkan 1 time and head kicked him and knocked him out in the second one. He dash choked Dustin Poirier. He dash choked Renato Moicano, and God knows how he would finish JDM. I guess it would most likely be some sort of decision. I don't know if he finishes him, but he could. So this is all, hypothetical. This is if he beats JDM. And then Islam is a 2-weight world champion at the welterweight belt and the lightweight belt, which are especially the lightweight belt, 2 of the best divisions you can get. You've got Henry Cejudo capturing flyweight and bantamweight. You've got Conor McGregor capturing featherweight and lightweight. You've got John Jones capturing light heavyweight and heavyweight. I would say that winning the lightweight belt and then the welterweight belt back to back is the best achievement if you're going for a double champ status, in my opinion. I guess you could say bantamweight and featherweight, but that's just not on the same level, in my opinion. I think winning the lightweight belt and then hopping up to 15 pounds to 170, one of the bigger weight jumps, and winning that belt as well, I think that is a flex. So Islam has 2 belts at this point. Now let's flick over to Topuria. Now Topuria's resume, Yusuf Zalal, which that win is aging amazingly, so that's great to see. Yusuf Zalal is in the top 15 at featherweight now. So these are all, obviously, if you couldn't tell, these are all the ranked wins of both fighters. Bryce Mitchell, which a lot of people do not like the Bryce Mitchell win. I guess they wouldn't rate it too highly now. Bryce Mitchell is on a bit of a skid, but that is still a tricky fight, and at the time a lot of people were going with Bryce. Josh Emmett, a lot of people kind of write off Josh Emmett and just look at him as like this pale orc meme fighter with an overhand, but again, he's a tricky customer, and Ilia Topuria was standing in the pocket and shoulder rolling overhand rights from Josh Emmett. Just an amazing performance, still to this day my favourite performance from Ilia. Every time I watch the Topuria and Emmett fight, it literally just makes me want to go on the heavy bag, makes me want to go spar, put the big gloves on. What a boxing performance from Topuria. Alexander Volkanovski sleeps him. We all hated to watch it. I still have nightmares about it now. Sleeps Alexander Volkanovski out cold. Fights Max Holloway and becomes the first person to knock Max Holloway out. Pretty much the first person to drop him. I guess Gaethje dropped him in the UFC 300 fight, but to properly knock Max Holloway down, and out for the count type of knockdown, he becomes the first one. And then he would then hypothetically beat Charles Oliveira, a former lightweight champion. So his last 3 wins would be Alexander Volkanovski, top 10, top 5 best fighter of all time. Max Holloway, definitely a top 10 best fighter of all time, but probably one of the best featherweights of all time, right behind Volk, his previous win. So he's already beat 2 of the best featherweights ever, and then he would beat Charles Oliveira. And if he does beat Charles Oliveira, quite easily, I think, a lot of people are going to say, oh, Charles is washed. Listen, keep that fucking same energy, bro. This guy knocked out Volk, he knocked out Holloway. If he then goes in and sleeps Charles Oliveira, that is 3 of the best champions that we've ever had. Charles Oliveira speedrunning Justin Gaethje, subbing Poirier off the backpack, like, just great wins for both guys. And that would then mean Ilia would have the featherweight belt and the lightweight belt. Again, an amazing achievement, same as what McGregor did, but much more legit, beat much more difficult opponents to get it. So that would mean the UFC would have this fight between the welterweight champion, the lightweight champion, the potential lightweight GOAT, and the pound for pound #1 versus the lightweight champion, the featherweight champion, top 5 potentially greatest of all time if he knocks out Charles, which in my opinion, if you're knocking out Volk, Holloway and Charles Oliveira back to back, you deserve to be in the conversation. And pound for pound #2, he's pound for pound #4 right now. I think if he beats Charles, he's moved up a weight class and got a win at that division, and they know again that they have this plan, in my opinion. So I think Ilia will shoot to pound for pound #2. So you have pound for pound #1, double champ, versus pound for pound #2, double champ, and there is technically 4 fucking belts on the line, bro. I mean, technically the lightweight championship isn't on the line twice, obviously, but you have the welterweight, both recent lightweight champs, and the featherweight belt all on the line, essentially. I mean, obviously Topuria doesn't win the welterweight belt if he wins, but that is just the way they can market this. I mean, this would be seen as the most high level, the most elite of the elite, even more so than Islam and Volk. This would be seen as MMA has peaked. These 2 are the best fighters on the planet, some of the best fighters that we've ever seen in the sport. There is 4 belts, there is 15 ranked wins between them, probably knockouts, finishes, submissions, amazing performances. This is the fight to make. This is bigger than Jones Aspinall, in my opinion, if they market it right. You'd have Islam with the entire of Russia behind him, the entire Dagestani fan base, all of the Habib fans, all of those guys that you see on Twitter with the unreadable names that give fucking awful takes. All of those guys would come out the woodwork versus Topuria, who is like the new kid on the block. He's knocking everybody out. He's an exciting striker. Everybody loves Topuria. I say everybody loves Topuria. A lot of people don't like him for what he did to Volk and Max, but come on, grow the fuck up, bro. how can you hold that against him? You have to get on the Topuria train. He needs all the support that he can get, in my opinion. This is the biggest fight to make. Ilia Topuria needs to beat Charles Oliveira in 2 weeks' time, and Islam Makhachev needs to beat JDM in a few months, whenever that happens. And we have a massive, massive fight. And dare I say that this would be 3 or 4 times bigger if this happened than it would have if Belal had won and they'd have made it then, just for the lightweight belt. I mean, you are getting, can't market this any better. Pound for pound number 1, double champ, versus pound for pound number 2, double champ. I mean, that's some serious shit, bro. That's the best MMA fight we can see. Both guys, dangerous ground game. Both guys, dangerous stand-up. Islam, tricky, rangy, technical southpaw. Ilia, amazing boxing, heavy on the lead leg, stalks guys, marches them down, gets people against the cage. And I tell you what, if you want to beat some of these Dagestani wrestlers, you have to put them on the cage. You have to. Look at McGregor's success against Khabib. The only time he ever did well in that fight is when he put Khabib with his back to the fence and Khabib was panicking. Now, Islam isn't going to panic like that, but Topuria is, in my opinion, much more deadly than Conor when you hit the fence. Conor kind of would guide you to the fence and then use the barrier to make you feel claustrophobic and trapped, so you lunge at him and then he would slide out the way and counter. Ilia Topuria uses that barrier to corner you, so you literally can't go anywhere. And if Islam is in southpaw, I mean, that big wide right hand to the body is open for Ilia from orthodox against the cage. I don't know if he'll throw it. Maybe Islam will try and counter with a knee. Of course, Islam does have those knees in the arsenal if he needs them, and I'm sure if you are predicting Islam to win this fight, the knees up the middle are probably going to be part of it. Yeah, I think this is the best fight that can be made, and maybe Umar is lying. Maybe Umar has us all fooled. I mean, let's not forget, Umar smokes lemon haze on a daily basis using fake raw papers that he buys from an SO garage at 1 in the morning. He has to go to those little windows because they won't even let him in the shop. He also mains Bloodhound Fang in 2025. He says that it's still the best weapon in Elden Ring, but obviously he doesn't know ball. He does watch KSI as well, so I guess you've got to take that at sort of face value. Anybody that watches KSI, probably some form of sex offender, and of course his favourite game is Saints Row 4. He actually says that Saints Row 4 is better than Saints Row 1 and 2 put together, and he says all the fans that complain about Evolution heading away from the more gritty, realistic take of Saints Row are just stupid, and Saints Row 4 Superhero President Simulator is the best game in the world. So I guess we can't really take this man seriously, but if he's right, we have got a crazy fight on our hands, boys. 4 belts on the line, pound for pound number 1 on the line. Whoever wins this is definitely in the top 5 GOAT list. I know I've said about 40 different fighters are in the top 5 GOAT list in this one video, but you know, I'm on my Lucas Tracy shit, bro. Want to see more videos like this? Just you know, just scroll down a little bit. Just have a little scroll down. You see that that white sort of oval button next to the left hook Harry name where it says subscribe. I don't know if this is true. Again, Umar told me this, but if you click that subscribe button, I think you automatically get $10,000 in your PayPal. Like, don't take my word for it, but I guess it's worth a try, right?